Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. This is the place, South Florida's ultimate resource for everything you need to know to keep you into the bite. We're going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast, your moon phase, and your tide charts. Like I said, everything you need to know to keep you in the bite, locally or fishing. Before we get into this, though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Family. All right, folks, let's get right into this. We got a tropical storm out in the Atlantic right now. It is Tropical Storm Ernesto, but it's not going to bother us. We'll talk a little bit about that and what the meteorologists are saying, how it's going to affect your boating for this coming weekend. But it's going to take a turn towards the north and head towards Bermuda. So let's get right into the fishing, shall we? First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about a little bit about Inshore. We saw last week that there are bonefish down in the Keys still showing up. So, hey, that's good news. I've seen lots of tarpon being caught, lots of snook. Everything's starting to feed right now. It's the summertime bite. The water's warming up. So Inshore is doing pretty good right now. But we are going to start out with some shallow water yellowtail shots right here. This is from Lafayette. He is showing off his power to harness the yellowtail masses behind the boat. Love it when that happens. So this is very cool. I've actually seen this where this happens and the yellowtail get all riled up right behind your boat like this, and they actually won't bite hooks, but they'll eat all your chum. So this is great. New angler here. Your thoughts on blue runners? Man, listen, I used to eat blue runners all the time. They're great bait. They're great fun to catch. They're very abundant on inshore, right? Go off the jetties, go off the piers. You're going to catch a ton of them. Some people turn their noses up at them, but hey, if you cook them right, it's a great fish. Pedro, yes, the cheese ball is here. Where is he? He's right there. Oh, I saw your shirt, by the way, Pedro. Awesome. All right, so let's continue, right? So that's inshore, the yellowtail. Shallow water snappers. We've got the mangroves. Here we go. You see when the yellowtail get bunched up right behind the boat, and you can feed them your chips too. Here's a picture of Pedro. Actually, that was the shirt I was just talking about. All right, so let's keep on with our inshore, right? Let's not get too excited and go and look and see what we got here, right? So, how do I look up this? Let's see. Comments. There we go. All right. So, inshore. First, we'll talk about Alex. Captain Alex. He is up in Alaska still. This is a lingcod. For those of you that don't know. He's taking the summer off. He's a captain down in Marathon. He's gone up to Alaska for the summer. So, hey, more power to him. That's a great thing. So we had the start of lobster season right here. We got Sean Townsend, went down with family. I believe that's his brother. Got hooked up on the lobster. Look at that. He said he had to dodge a bunch of storms, but he still got on it. Great deal. Let's keep on. So inshore, obviously, right? Your lobster, you can dive, 30, 50, 70 feet and go get them. But, you can also find them in 8, 10 feet where, you can sort of skin dive down and snorkel and get them. Let me see what else. Oh, here we go. This is Michael. This is a nighttime mangrove catch. So look at that, man. I mean, whew, lovely. Can't complain about the nighttime mangrove catch. And the red light is good because I'm not sure if he's fishing by that, but bright white, like 360 light on your boat tends to make your boat have a shadow and it could spook fish. That red light could, possibly do you some help by not shining so brightly in the water. Inshore again, more lobster. Gene Stein, perfect. Look at that, nice little 6 bug limit. If you down in the Keys, if you are not in the Keys, it's 12 per day per person, as long as you have the endorsement on your license. Remember that, have those endorsements. Inshore. Here we go. I guess we got again, it's lobster season, folks. There we go. This is Bob's picture. He's got a boatload of them right there. Great. So like I said, the inshore bite is your standard shallow water fish. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Reef, right? We got the Reef is loaded. This is kind of a deep Reef picture here. This is from Neil, poster child this week. Mutton snapper, the bonito, the false albacore. These are your typical Reef creatures. The mahi, they were being found. I'll talk about that in a minute. They're offshore. They're out there, but they're way out there. Some people are finding them 700 feet. Other people are finding them way offshore on 1,400. Anyway, so we got mutton snapper, we got lobster, we got bonita. Bonita and barracudas are all over the Reef right now. If you're not catching them, you're super lucky. Like I said, here we go. This is Jose Rodriguez. Like I said, barracudas and false. Oh, is that a blackfin? That's actually a blackfin. Yes, that is a blackfin. So this is deep ledge. This is deep Reef stuff, right? So the barracuda and the blackfin. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about the pelagic. Why not? All right. I want to see what else. Here we go. Joe said he got in on the skunk. A little bit of that there, Beavis and Butthead going on. Let's see what else do we got. Mutton, here we go. Pedro, Anna. Mutton bite was hot for them. This is last Thursday around Jupiter, 80 to 100 feet. Muttons on sardines with 50-foot leaders. A little bull hit a flat line with a ballyhoo. Said the cow approached, but all they had was mutton leaders on, so they hooked up with it, and then hand lining in, a wild fresh fish. Jumped, spit the hook, but yeah, very good. Out at 7, in by 11. Great job. Said thank you, Storm Debbie, for pushing the fish in and making them hungry. Yes, definitely. So that's a nice catch, right? Nice mutton haul and a nice little bull dolphin. Good deal right there from Pedro. Again, Pedro here off the deep Reef. Show you. Here's another mutton snapper from Pedro. With a little stogie going on. And again, Pedro showing off his merch, supporting the brand, the South Florida Saltwater Fishing shirt with a nice stud kingfish. And he let me in on a secret, said that his wife caught that fish and she let him borrow it for the picture. It is a great picture though. All right, back to our Monday report. Also, so I went out with a couple and their son this week. This is their son. And we ran into rare fish, Atlantic bonita. Some people call it a ocean going bonita. This is the real bonita. This is not a false albacore. It is in the tuna family. It's got sharp teeth just like a kingfish. But if you see the stripes that run down it, when you pull it up, it's also got tiger stripes. Not as pronounced as a wahoo, but this fish is good eating right here. So, cut it up, filleted it, took it on home, and there you go. Great fight. The young man, I'm sure the whole family went home and slept good. We had fun. Bonitas left and right, no problem. The false albacore. And then, like I said, this guy happened to be mixed in with them, got him around 185 feet on a pink and white sea witch with a bonita strip, 4-6 planer, if you need that information. All right, so let's keep on looking back here, see what else we got. So again, the Reef, right? We got snappers, yellowtails, muttons, and the false albacore, of course, and the mangroves at night. They were biting. So one thing real quick, if you're going for the snapper, I actually took this family and we were going to go for yellowtail. There was no current. No current means it's going to be very hard to get these fish to bite. So don't waste your time, honestly. If there's no current, don't do it. All right. So let's look at start looking at the pelagics, right? We got Richard here. He is helping with the false albacore population control again. And he's also supporting the merch. Look at that, man. Another South Florida saltwater fishing shirt lover. Awesome. Yeah. And he takes the kids out. They have a great time. They lace into these fish and they bring them home. And man, hey, all right, we got a comment here. Picked up a couple of 23-inch mahi out of Penny Camp. About 250. Oh, they were in close. Awesome. Forgot to post. That's okay. The information is just as valuable as the picture. Post it next week if you get a chance. Great. So yeah, so the mahi are obviously everywhere. Man, like I said, the reports I got up here were scattered, but let's keep on keeping on. Thanks for the information, Alex. Here we go. Jay Loon. False albacore. He also said he got some mahi and a couple of mangroves. This is Jay's son. The nice butt kicking bonita on the light gear. Look at that there. Nice gear. It's always fun when the light gear for the bonitas. That's what you do. I like to troll really medium size to light spinners and with bucktail jigs, and you pick them up. Here we go. Reef fishing. This is Keith. Nice mutton snapper. There we go. Back to the mutton snapper. Current makes it easy. North current is the best current down here off of Southeast Florida for the snappers. Keep on keeping on. So yeah, so we've got the pelagics. Here we go. Here is John. Nice cobia right there. Look at that. All lit up. Perfect. So if you ever caught a remora is actually a cousin of the cobia. Not to sidetrack you and take away from this awesome fish right here. I mean, that's a solid fish right there. So just the food for thought when it comes to that. Nice cobia. Thanks, John, for the picture. All right. So there you go. Reef. The cobia on the West Coast, there's cobia spots. Here on the East Coast, it's kind of incidental that you run into them. All right, so let's talk pelagics, right? Leonardo with a black fin. He's doing the extended arm thing here, making it look bigger than it is. But hey, a black fin's a black fin, and that's dinner in the bucket. Great catch, Leonardo. All right, let's keep on. So again, back to Neil's picture. When it comes to the pelagics, we got mahi and the false albacore, right? So that's deep ledge of the reef and out and beyond. Okay. And here again, Jose with the blackfin and the barracudas. So you're going to pick up barracudas while you're trolling, folks. They're inevitable especially at this time of year. Here we go, Michael. Nice bucket load of mahi. So again, I had personal reports of people catching them out in 700, and then I also saw people reporting they're finding them way offshore, 20 plus miles out, 1,400 feet of water, and then some. Here we go. Video from Captain Ryan Palmer. I mean, he, look at this. He found him, definitely. Definitely found him. Got some happy customers right there, right? So, I mean, and those are good sized dolphin too. Yeah. And when you keep pulling them out of the cooler like that, that's always good, especially if they're getting bigger. So, hey, thanks, Captain Ryan. If you are looking for a captain up in Ryan's area and you don't know, he's a little bit up north, and you don't know, get in touch with me. I can help you seek out captain. Obviously, he can put you on the fish. All right. So that's pretty much that, right? Let's talk about it. So our pelagics, we're still looking at the same pelagics, right? The kingfish are starting to show up also. I've seen the charter boats lacing into them. So if you're into trolling the reef and you can sift through all of the false albacore, the kingfish will bite. Also, as you saw that we happen to run into the incidental catch of the Atlantic bonita. So the dolphin, they're out there. You just got to go hunt them down. There is no seaweed out there. They're running in slicks, and they're just showing up. I've seen lots of people sitting there at the current breaks and trying to live bait them up. I heard that was very effective this past week with pilchards. Just sending out pilchards on balloons and just keeping them up at the top, and the dolphin would just show up periodically, and when they do, and they come up to the boat. There you go. Also had reports of sword fishermen say, hey, the schools of dolphin were just swimming up to the boat and we're picking them off. So the mahi are out there if that is what you are looking for, folks. Also, blackfin tuna are still swimming around. The footballs are there. So, get into it. Okay. So that's about does it for our fishing report. Let's talk weather. It's time, folks. Weather report time. Let's hit up windy. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to show you this here first. All right. Here we are. Here's windy, right? This is our wind. This is today, right? Oh, so out here. This is, like I said, this is Tropical Storm Ernesto. I'm just going to show you real quick. Hold on, let me adjust my screen here. Let's look. So Friday, you see where the storm is, heading up towards Bermuda. Saturday into Sunday. Okay, so it's going to go there. It's supposed, according to the meteorologists, it will be sending a swell our way once it gets up here. It's not going to come really any closer than about 800 miles away. So so that's what we're looking at when it comes to it. Tonight, Puerto Rico is going to get a soaking. St. Lucia, those islands over here where it is. So you can see right now the center of circulation is just to the northeast of San Juan. So they're on the windy side, which is good. The dirty side is the east side. The windy side is the west side. So lucky them. Hopefully it just keeps turning up and they don't take too much of a hit and a rain soaking. All right, so let's look at our weather, right? This is right now. We've got winds that are in the Tri-County area and beyond. They're, less than 5 miles an hour. And going down, picking up a little bit as you head over into the West Coast, right? Up around the Big Bend, Tampa Bay area. It's light stuff. It's 5 miles an hour or less. As you come down towards Fort Lauderdale, there's a little bit of picking upness. And then in the Keys, same thing, less than 5 miles an hour. But that is today. What is more importantly is the future, right? So let's look at tomorrow morning. Nice on the West Coast, nice up and down the Tri-County area. It looks like we've got a southerly wind in the morning that will turn westerly. Again, this is going to be following this pattern of the storm heading away. Now, what I have heard is that our rain chances are going to increase Thursday into Friday. So right now, today and tomorrow, rain chances are like 20%, 30%. Thursday into Friday, we're going to have some moisture in the air, 60% chance of rain both days. And then following that, there's a front of dry air that's going to push down. So it's going to be hot, and we're going to have less chance of rain come Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see what happens with the wind too. So tomorrow, wind, pushing from the west. So it's going to be, we're looking to have a warm day tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, the winds are fairly calm. So, a good day to get offshore. Not rain chance, like I said, lowered. All right, Thursday. West Coast looking good all the way down into Everglades National Park, Keys. Everybody's 5 knots or less, coming from winds coming from the northwest and up into Tri-County area, all the way up into Vero. It's more northerly, and they've got more of a elevated wind speed. But as you head down Tri-County area all the way down into Miami, you're looking good. West Coast, Big Bend area is it's coming from the leeward side, so it'll lay them down. Tampa Bay, Skyway fishermen, people, looking good for you. Naples on down, looking nice. So, if you're in that skinny water fishing stuff right here, 10,000 islands and everything, go for it. The lower Keys is looking beautiful. I'm not sure what the long range trips are looking like, but that's very doable. Maybe, a little bit of sporting conditions once you get out there, but not bad. Tomorrow evening, more up north as you get Vero Beach north, looks like upper teens consistent, but in the Tri-County area, Palm Beach and lower, not bad. Still 5 miles an hour or less, all the way down into the Keys and on the west coast. Friday morning, looks like we've got some wind coming at us from this storm, right? So the storm is out here, way out here, but you know, it affects the whole atmosphere. Okay, so we're gonna have some wind going on Friday morning, and as you get more south, it becomes more subdued. So this is, you know, Palm Beach and north, all the way up to the Vero Palm Bay, Cocoa Beach, all that goodness. Down in Fort Lauderdale south, it looks like you're going to cut a break from it. All the way down into the Keys, you might be fine. So up here, Big Bend area, all the way Tampa Bay, down south, it's you're on the leeward side of the island, which means you know that you've got protection from your land masses and everything. So the wind blowing to the west from the east, it's going to lay the seas down. Actually, long range trip down off Key West, down to the Tortugas, Pulley Ridge area, possible, but you have to watch out. There is a storm out there. Friday afternoon, the wind definitely picks up in the afternoon with the passing of the storm. Saturday, winds still, you know, a little bit elevated, you know, between 5 and 10 knots. As you head offshore in the Tri-County area, it will be peaking up a little bit. But if you're doing inshore, as you can see in this lighter turquoise area, we're 5 to 10 miles an hour. West Coast looks like it's picking up, so you're going to have some choppy, mixed up little, you know, seas out there, especially if you're doing, you know, the snook and the redfish and all that stuff over here. The Keys, the lower Keys, looks a little bit better than the upper Keys, Marathon and north to Key Largo. And further north, we go up to the Big Bend down in Tampa. It looks all right for that day. Not too bad, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And this is Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, it looks about the same for the whole state. Picks up actually in the afternoon for the Tri-County area, all the way down into Miami and into the Keys, all the way down into the Keys. Looks like we're in, you know, the lower double digits. We'll check on that here once we go to WindFinder. Up north, looks like you're a little bit more laid down, Vero Beach and St. Lucie Inlet area. Over on the west coast, looks like you got a little bit of a confusion going on in the afternoon on Saturday. Sunday morning, looks like we've got nice, you know, a little bit breezy in the, you know, between Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale. A little bit less down Miami towards Key Largo, and you know, 5 to 10. I'm going to call it 5 to 10 the whole East Coast. And up here, we got some weird stuff going on, but again, it's not bad. Looks a little bit picked up, lower double digits from Naples north all the way up, you know, just north of Tampa once you get offshore. So, you know, and this is probably well within the state waters. So, you know, you might, that might be producing some weather. But like I said, come Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have a way lower chance of storms. Sunday afternoon, it's looking like the same situation, 5 to 10. It's variable everywhere. So if you can see the pattern changes everywhere you go, it's changing throughout the day, but it's not too obnoxious. We're not seeing steady winds above, you know, really into the high double digits or anything. Same thing with the West Coast. It looks fairly subdued come Sunday afternoon. The more north we go, of course, up to Daytona Beach, Cocoa Beach, and north, you got a little bit of an onshore breeze kicking up Sunday afternoon. Monday morning, west wind, very light down in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. The more north we go, it picks up a little bit, but it's 5, not even 10 miles an hour. West, so we're going to have swell still, and that swell might be continued. They're predicting a swell to come from the storm, so we might have to play it by ear if we're going out Saturdays and Sundays. Monday afternoon, southerly wind changes, and it's picking up, right? So you just got to watch it. That south wind makes our period in between our waves shorten up. On the west coast, you've got the wind heading right at you, so you might be your seas might be a little elevated all the way down come the afternoon. Monday, Tuesday, same thing, elevated winds. So the west coast is going to be taking a beating come early next week, right? And the lower Keys isn't too bad. It's 5 to 10 miles an hour. So, you're probably looking at 2-foot seas or so. Whole East Coast, it's going to be picked up in low double digits. Inshore area, 5 to 10, not bad. Ernesto killing my vacation on the East Coast. Yep. But it's not going to come here. It's Puerto Rico. It's going to be 800 miles away. But we'll see what we will see what the waves are going to do. Like I'm saying, the meteorologists, they were saying it's going to create a swell. We got to use our resources and kind of, play it by ear. We're going to see here in a minute what the waves are really doing. Tuesday afternoon, same thing. We got, this west wind. So it's going to be hot Tuesday and the wind's going to be blowing. So we'll definitely have a swell. All right. So let's look at our waves, right? So this is today, nothing really, 1 to 2. Tomorrow morning, less than 1 foot. More up north, 2 foot, all the way down into the Keys. 4 to 5 foot. Yeah. So like I said, they're talking a swell's going to come in. We're going to get to it, and we will look. We'll definitely look in your area. Okay, we will. So Stewart is right around in here. So we will make sure we take a look at that. Right now, it's beautiful. Okay, West Coast all the way down to Everglades National Park. The east end of the Keys is 2 foot. West Coast is 1 foot less. That's tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, it looks like it lays down even more, all the way Tri-County area, all the way down to the lower Keys. West Coast, Big Bend, everybody's looking good. Of course, when you can't get out, if you got a regular job, the weather is beautiful. But I remember tomorrow I said there's supposed to be an elevated, not such an elevated chance of rain. The elevated chance of rain comes Thursday and Friday. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. All right. Thursday, again, chance of rain. But we're looking, again, 1 foot or less. The more north we go, picks up a little bit to 2 foot seas. Keys are looking beautiful. This is Thursday morning, right? But again, supposed to have that elevated chance of rain. We'll see if it happens in the afternoon. West Coast looking good Thursday all the way up to Tampa Bay. Big Bend, that picks up to about 2 foot, maybe a little bit higher. Thursday afternoon. West Coast still looking good. Everglades National Park, all the way 10,000 Islands, Chuckaluski, all that goodness. Lower Keys, beautiful, beautiful. So here's the thing, Thursday afternoon, we can see this swell coming, right? So this is what we're talking about. And we're going to watch what happens. So the darker blue is 5 to 6 foot seas. These are, those 4 and 5 footers that you're talking about, David. Let's see what happens. Thursday afternoon, right? So we pick up actually Tri-County area a little bit lower. I've been finding big grass patches. If you're talking about the sargassum weed, I haven't found. I have found the wrong type of seaweed, which is what you're talking about. The grass stuff that's floating out there. And some people said they caught mahi off of it. I typically don't find them hanging around that stuff. It's like the wrong stuff. Doesn't really harbor bait fish, but it does. Greetings from Texas. Hello from Texas. Oh, sorry, Phoenix. I see the Hawkeye text. You get me every time with that. All right. Hi from Phoenix. Anyway, back to this. This is the important stuff, right? All right. Here comes, like you said, David, very important. Here comes that swell, okay? So Friday morning, Tri-County area, we're looking at 3 to 4 foot seas. Down, the further south we go, the Keys are looking like they're getting cut or break, and they're going to have nice weather Friday morning to get out. The whole West Coast, all the way up north. Inshore is not too bad. As you head offshore, obviously, you're picking up to about 3 foot seas. Friday afternoon, again, here comes the swell, like we were saying. So this is 3 to 4, a little bit plus, and it's starting to pull down into the Miami area and the northern Keys. Lower Keys still getting cut or break come Friday afternoon. West Coast looks beautiful. East Coast Friday afternoon, not so much. Saturday morning, the swell looks like it has subsided, right? So, but here we go. Yeah, you're looking 3 to 4 foot seas up in that Stewart area. 2 to 3 all the way down. And going to be a nasty swell. Might have a short period. Let's see what happens with it. And it's all the way down. It's coming through, in between us and the Bahamas where water gets deep. Saturday afternoon, same story. 2 to 3, 3 to 4. More up north, you go all the way up into Barrow. They're looking at 5 foot seas plus. So you're getting pounded, David. Sorry about that. According to Windy, let's see what they're going to say. But I would definitely watch your webcams and everything, and see what it looks like as the day progresses on Friday. Remember, once the ocean starts picking up, it don't lay down immediately. Saturday, the Everglades National Park and all that goodness around there looks nice. Inshore all the way up. Big Bend, not too bad. Lower Keys is starting to get it. Yes, it is part of the game. I completely understand that. The one thing about having a passion for fishing is you can't control the weather. All right, Sunday. Swell's still coming. It's not too bad down in the Tri-County area. It's 2 to 3. All the way down the East Coast into the Lower Keys. Once you get hit Stewart North, yeah, you're looking at the 4 and 5 footers. So your 4 and 5 foot question was fairly accurate. West Coast inshore, not bad, right? So, and the further you go up towards the Big Bend, they're getting cut some break. Tampa Bay looks like it's getting calm, but as soon as you get out into the ocean, it starts to pick up. Yes, thank you very much. I'm ready to get out and do some fishing. Most of my fishing is working lately. I haven't gotten a chance. I hope my boat still cranks up by the time I get to it. Oh Lord, I periodically do visit it. I wonder if my boat misses me as much as I miss it. All right, Sunday afternoon. Looks like it's starting to lay down. Monday morning, starting to lay down. That swell is subsiding, right, as we head into early next week, but it's still hanging out the more up north you get. But as you go down in the Tri-County area and down into the Keys, it has kind of, again, laid down a little bit. Monday afternoon, Miami, Keys, mid-Florida area, all the way down, looking beautiful. So, this is 1 foot or less. And as we go more north, they're still having the impacts of the storm. Tuesday, seems like that swell kind of makes its way back down. And remember, we saw that there is a elevated level of wind speed coming Monday, Tuesday. All right. Tuesday evening, swell seems like it's coming further down as we get that wind elevated and pick up. All right, so let's go back to Wednesday morning. Let's start looking at our rain and situation. All right, so here is the storm. This is tomorrow morning. We're going to monitor that thing. All right, so tomorrow morning, not too bad. Some moisture over, down south, up north of Port St. Lucie in the morning. Not bad. Big Bend area, a little bit of something. Again, so tomorrow, not too bad. This is all your typical onshore breeze. Looks like the showers will be more local, located on the coast rather than inland and towards the west coast. It'll be scattered. It shouldn't be too bad. Come Thursday, however, like I said, we've got, a better chance of rain. As you can see, this is Thursday morning. The Keys look like they're going to get it Thursday morning too. Thursday afternoon. We can probably go throughout the whole day, but I'm sure it's going to be like this again. Thursday, there's like a 60% chance of rain. So come Friday, let's look a little bit earlier in the morning. Again, Friday, we're is the second day of the moisture being in the air. After that, the front will come through, it will push through the dry air, and then we will go into a drier spell. Friday afternoon, like I said, rain Friday. So, prepare for that. Saturday, again, here comes that drier air, right? The drier air is here. You see it pushing right here. It's going to push all of our moisture south. Saturday, the storm's here again, driving that swell. So just beware. Those guys with the bigger boats, hey, more power to you. Us guys with the little dinghies, it's gonna be a rough one. All right, so again, Saturday, drier air pushing all the moisture south. Come Sunday, again, drier air keeping us dry in Florida, looking good. Sunday afternoon, again, not much. That's moisture. I wouldn't say too much happening in the afternoon. Come Monday, the drier air is starting to dissipate, so we shall have the return of some moisture. Like I said, here we go. Here comes the moisture again, and none of this is remnants of the storm, which is heading off north by Monday, way up here. North of Bermuda, almost east of New England up there. So again, Monday afternoon, expect some wet stuff. Come Tuesday, again, looks like we've got west wind, and this is Tuesday morning. Looks like it's going to be a wet one, so prepare for that. If you're looking at going on Tuesday, it looks like we're going to get rain all day. So I prepare for a wet Tuesday next week. All right, let's look at WindFinder and see what they're going to tell us. See what they'll say about the waves too. All right, let's go. Let's do this. All right, this is today. Let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, our wind direction is southeast, a little easterly in the afternoon. Wind speeds, below 10 miles an hour. Gusts, not very gusty at all, right? Cloudy, little chance of rain, not much. Like we said, our wave directions are from the east at, less than 2 foot. So this kind of jives with what we had seen, right? Our period is 8 seconds. So very light seas tomorrow. Thursday, wind shifting direction from the south to the east. Low, drops down low, very low in the morning, then picks up a little bit in the afternoon, but still less than 10 miles an hour all day. Not gusty at all, partly cloudy Thursday and then here comes the rain. So, the WindFinder is showing a discrepancy between the amount of rain versus windy. Now, here on Friday, we're seeing some more rain in the afternoon than there is on Thursday. But like I said, you have to play it by ear. The meteorologists are saying, hey, there's going to be a ton of moisture coming, 60% chance of rain. Now, again, you could get all 60% of it in the afternoon, right? All right. So, again, winds less than 10 miles an hour both days. Waves still from the east Thursday. 1 foot or less. Friday, 2 foot, picking up to the 4 foot range come the afternoon. Okay, so here comes that swell from that storm. And then our period, like I said, the period is 8 seconds, and it's a swell. Come Friday, we're going to have 4 foot waves, but there's 13 and 12 seconds in between them. So that's a very large period. That's indicative of a giant swell coming. Okay, now Saturday, northeast winds, like we saw, east winds, low double digits. Sunday, below 10 miles an hour, not very gusty on either day. Less chance of moisture. Looks like nothing. No rain predicted at all on Saturday and Sunday. And here we go. Our waves are coming from the northeast. 3 foot swell, 10 and 11 foot. But this is I have my WindFinder pegged in for Fort Lauderdale. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. 2 foot, 3 foot swells those days, 10 and 11 seconds. However, this will not be the case the more north you go. Monday, southeast winds, little easterly, still southeast, more south on Tuesday. Less than 10 miles an hour, picking up in the afternoon. In the morning again on Tuesday, less than 10, picking up, not very gusty either day. And again, here the rainfall doesn't really calculate with what windy was showing on Tuesday. So you just have to watch that. Again, northeast swell, 2 foot, 2 to 3 foot, 11-second period. Northeast swell again on Tuesday, still between 1 to 3, and again a long period between them. So that's what Windy's having to say, folks. Let's run to NOAA real quick and see what they got to say about this storm and what it's going to do to our weather. Of course, again, NOAA shares a whole big span of everything. All righty, let's look at it. So tomorrow, southwest winds 5 knots, becoming southeast in the afternoon, 2 foot or less. That's pretty much jives with everything. Thursday, west winds 5 knots, seas less than 2 feet. Very good. Chance of showers and thunderstorms pretty much says all day. Friday and Friday night, northeast winds. So here comes that wind right from the storm. Seas 2 to 4 foot, occasionally 5 foot. You've got a northeast swell at 8 seconds. Saturday through Sunday, south winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet. Again, they're predicting that will be that swell. So that's what we're looking at. I mean, the further north you go, the worse that swell is going to get, and there ain't much you can do about that. Can't control that there weather. All right, let's look at the moon phase. Again, we are approaching the full moon for all you Wahoo fishermen. I personally have a Wahoo trip planned this weekend. Hopefully the weather, it'll be bumpy. It won't be a high-speed trolling day, definitely, but we'll be able to get out and, take your Dramamine if you get sick. Okay, right now, today, we are waxing. So again, before we go forward with our moon phases, right, waxing is heading towards the full moon. Waning is heading away from the full moon towards the new moon, which is the dark side of the moon. So today, we are 59% waxing. Tomorrow 68% waxing. Friday 78%. Saturday 86%. Sunday 93%. Monday 98%. Tuesday full moon. Right. So Tuesday's a full moon. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you can get out and do that Wahoo fishing, go on ahead. Considering that today we are at the half moon, the bait fishing at night, especially for your goggle eyes, is going to start turning off the closer and brighter this moon gets. The good thing about the bright moon is that, right now half moon is still good. It's going to keep the pelagics from not eating all night. The further we get towards, the weekend and the full moon, it illuminates the bait fish and it makes them sitting ducks at night, and your mahi, your tuna, everything starts eating and gorging at night. So that's what I have to, say about that. And, another thing I was thinking about just now is the amount of sharks that we're seeing. It's insane. So sharks became heavily regulated quite a few years back, and they're just really making life very tough for people. You get a nice fish. Let's say you get a nice fish like a wahoo on. They come and they munch half of it. That's, So, but then again, sharks are very important to the ecosystem. Everybody, hates getting a shark, hates paying tax, but you take sharks out of the equation and the whole ocean gets messed up. So this is the way it was before fishermen inundated the ocean the way they do. All right, let's move on to our tide charts, right, folks? Perfect. Here we go. Tides. Let's see where we're at today. Today, Tuesday, we are at about the second third of the falling tide. All right, so I go over this week after week, and I'm going to go over it again, just so we can reiterate it and pound it into everyone's head. If you are fishing inlets, jetties, or anything like that, you're fishing that water flow, the tide has to be like this. The tide has to be falling. It has to be going out for it to be effective. Let's say you go out to a jetty like BOCA Inlet, fishing on the jetty. If your tide is here and it's coming in, you're going to catch nothing. The tide has to be going out for the fish to be there. What happens is the tide rushes out all the water, pushes out the sediment, the microorganisms, all sorts of the phytoplankton, everything pushes it out. Little bait fish come in and they munch on that, they eat that stuff, and then the big fish come in and they eat the little fish. That is how it works. Especially so if you're trolling in front of the jetties, if you're drifting, if you're anchored up fishing that water flow, the tide has to be going out for it to be effective. Again, especially you land-based guys, don't ever fish the incoming tide on a jetty. You're wasting your time. All right, again, tides roll in a 12-hour cycle, 6 hours of falling, 6 hours of rising. So come Wednesday, we're about halfway through the falling tide, which is a great time to get out early and fish in front of that, fish in front of those inlets. Same thing Thursday, perfect. You know, get out there. You're not almost halfway through as the sun rises, and then around 10:30 you go slack tide. So your fishing might peter off a little bit come 10:30. Time to get off, go do some deep dropping, catch vermilion snapper or some fish that doesn't depend on water flow. Here we go. Friday, we're about a third of the way into the tide pulling out. As the sun is coming up, come about a quarter after 11, you go slack, ebb tide, and then all the way into the afternoon. And as night falls, the tide will be going out again. So if you're on the jetties, right, check this out. So if you'd like to go out to the jetties, Hillsborough Inlet, BOCA Inlet, anywhere with the jetty, and fish that as the night's falling too this week, as the sun's rising and the night's falling, great time to get out there. All right, Saturday, as the sun's coming up, the tide is just starting to fall. So for you Wahoo fishermen, it's looking good. Come the weekend, you're going to have, slow tide as the sun's coming up, and as it's starting to pull overhead, it'll get out there and the fish are starting to really get hungry. I realize Wahoo bites low light level. And again, I told you before, I've seen a great Wahoo bite at a slack tide. So you'll be able to get out there at that slack tide and go try and hit it up and do your best and get you the Wahoo if you're going after them. Again, if you're going after the mahi, remember they were finding them out deep. Like I said, some folks saw them in 700, some people I reports of in 2,000 feet of water, 1,400, it's scattered. But then again, we saw on the report earlier that 250 feet. So there we go. All right. So that's our tides, right? We're looking at good tide outflow. All right, folks. So that about does it for all this stuff. So before we sign off, we are going to have a little bit of self-promotion here. I want to share with you. If you have not got it yet, be sure to check out our sponsor, WindRider, their website. The link is in the description of the video. We have South Florida saltwater fishing merch, nice shirts with the logo. Support the brand. Yeah, I have hooded shirts, non-hooded shirts. You can get the logo on the front, on the back. It's pretty much fully customizable. These are UPF 50 shirts. They're quick drying. They got hoods. They include a gator in it. So, full protection. If you're one of those guys that Orlando says it sounds like an inshore weekend. Yeah. Especially in your boat. I've seen your boat. Yeah. I don't know if I'd head offshore, and especially if you're leaving the inlet, you're going to have to time that swell too. So just be careful out there. Back to the shirts, right? Yes. This is the particular one that I have. Again, great company. The shirts are, like I said, they're UPF 50. Yes, it is. Yes, it is the same boat. I remember seeing you out there before. What do we got here? Do tides affect offshore fishing or just inshore? I tend to think that the tides don't affect your pelagic fishing too much. Like when you're way out in the stream, the tide, it doesn't. You've got your current that's affecting it. That's the water flow. So, the tide is more of like a reef, and definitely if you're fishing that water flow in front of those inlet things to answer that question. All right, shirts, right, guys? So if you're into it, check it out. WindRider. Again, the description is in the link is in the description of the video. Check it out. If you can, support the brand. Greatly appreciate it. And the last thing, before we sign off, folks, if you're on Facebook, go on ahead, check out the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. This is the fishing group that directly drives this show every week. The cover of it actually looks like this. You got to answer a couple of simple questions to join the group. What's your favorite fish? Do you agree to the rules? The rules are simple. No, no selling stuff. No YouTube videos. I'm pretty, pretty lax about those rules. I'm trying not to give him, trying not to tick anybody off. But hey, this is really about what's biting. Where are you at? And just showing off. And every Monday we put a little post like this on here. You put your pictures on there, and you have the chance of definitely ending up as the poster child and being the thumbnail to the weekly video. So there it is. Again, Facebook, right, folks? If you've got it, join. If you don't got it, hey, get it. Join, and you can pitch in, help make this show a great show every week. All right, folks. That about does it for this episode. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed. And, let's watch the weather as it happens. Hopefully that swell is not as gnarly as they are planning on it to be. I want to see some great pictures next Tuesday, which is when I plan on seeing all of you back here. Thanks again, everyone who showed up, who left comments. I truly appreciate it. And the cheese ball. He's enjoyed the show too. All right, folks. Till next time. South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes.